Welcome back to Real News Michiana's weekly Real News Roundup. I'm your host, Ben, and this Viking-looking bearded vigilante sitting to the right of your screen, to the left of me, is Clifton French. He's the editor and founder of Real News Michiana. What's up, homie?
Until Valhalla, Ben. Until Valhalla.
Okay, so we have some stuff to talk about this week, don't we?
The Satanists are really coming after the schools. That's a big thing.
Before we get into this, Listen, please like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, okay? And at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see a link to realnewsmichiana.com. That's where you go into our website and you become a subscriber. Because when you're a subscriber, it helps keep more of this local news coming to you. And this is stuff that actually affects you. This isn't stuff you'd see on legacy media channels, right? This is stuff that affects you that nobody else is talking about.
Yeah, this is stuff that doesn't meet the legacy media narrative, right? I was in the legacy media for more than a dozen years. These people have an agenda. They don't want to cover things that go against that agenda, and I'm here to break that cycle of lies that are coming to you from everybody else. You won't find anything like this, and just for 30 cents a day, you keep Real News Michiana alive.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's get into the first story we had to cover this week. So this is the Bremen School Board stops prayer at meetings after attack from a satanic organization. Well, I guess we had a little bit of an update to that, and we're going to talk about that entire story right now. So take it away, Clifton.
Yeah, Ben. So Bremen Public Schools, they were starting all of their school board meetings off with a prayer, right? This is a common practice, by the way. They do this at the State House, too, before session. There is plenty of precedent for this kind of behavior. This is not forcing anybody to pray. This is just what they do. This is not forcing a religion onto anybody. This is not breaking any separation of church and state clause. However, people tend to cower when they get this type of legal threat, right? And so at Bremen, they start off all their school board meetings with this prayer. The NIA, the Northern Indiana Atheists, a nonprofit group that has ties to the Indiana Satanic Temple, that has done fundraisers for the Indiana Satanic Temple, that has also set up a satanic holiday display in the County City building in downtown South Bend. They reached out to an organization to file a complaint against this prayer happening before the school board meetings. And the school board said, hey, okay, we're not going to have prayer at the meetings anymore. Now so we dive a little bit further into here. They reached out, the NIA, they do this frequently. They reached out to the Freedom from Religion Foundation, which I believe you have quite a bit of information on that we can touch on a little bit later. But they reached out to them, and the Freedom from Religion Foundation sent out a letter to Bremen schools threatening them with legal action, saying you can't do this. So I reached out to the superintendent of schools. His name is James White, and he said, quote, "Since my hire nearly 8 years ago, it has historically been the community norm to offer prayer to start our board meetings. While I knew such activities were technically out of bounds, I respected the tradition. However, upon receiving the complaint, the board has elected to cease the practice." Right? Cowering 100% to these atheists and this satanic organizations.
Well, and a lot of this started with the Freedom from Religion Foundation, as you were talking about. They're the ones that they go all over the country. They try to coerce different local government entities to try to separate anything to do with religion, right? But they're kind of a religion themselves.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't attack any religion except Christianity.
Exactly, because they're kind of a religion themselves. Yeah. So it's like they're intolerant of other people's religions and views.
They're only intolerant of Christianity. That's it. They are attacking Christians. They don't care about, I mean, honestly, if they were to start a prayer off, a Muslim prayer, or if they were to start off, with a satanic prayer, they'd probably be celebrating. It only has to do with Christianity. They hate Christians, they hate the West, and they want to destroy it.
Right. So I think around 2005-ish, the president and co-founder, of Freedom from Religion, her name is Laurie Gaylor. Okay, she actually tried to debate the founder of the Wall Builders, which is David Barton. He's on Glenn Beck a lot. He was on Jon Stewart before. And nobody can stump this guy. Like, when you're going to debate David Barton, you better be prepared. And she attempted to debate him about whether or not we're a Christian nation or not. And this video went viral many years ago. For a while, it disappeared off the internet. Then I was able to find it again and repost it on YouTube. But anyways, I do have a short clip I'm going to play. And it's going to show a quick glimpse of who this lady really is. She's incompetent, and she got embarrassed when she tried to debate David Barton.
By the way, the Treaty of Tripoli that was formulated under George Washington and signed by John Adams said that the United States was in no way a Christian nation. How about that?
You brought up the issue of the Treaty of Tripoli between George Washington and John Adams. Here's the original state papers that contain it. And people like you stop after the first clause. It's treaty with a Muslim nation. It says the government of the United States is in no sense founded on the Christian religion. That's where you stop. The rest of the clause says, as it has an inherent hostility toward the Muslim religion. They said, guys, we're not Europe. We're not Spain. We're not Portugal. We're not Italy. We don't hate you because you're Muslims. We're not that kind of a Christian nation. It does not say we're not a Christian nation. It says we're not a Christian nation that has an inherent hatred toward Muslims. That's a big difference, but you guys put a period in the middle of the sentence. This is the original treaty right here. I mean, that's what it says.
The only argument he has come up with is that a majority of people profess some form of Christianity. A majority of Americans, by the way, do not go to church. But that would be like saying this is a white nation because a majority of Americans are white or not of other races. Why would somebody want to make a statement like that?
You resort to racism when you can't win on
substance.
substance. I believe the truth wins out. I believe in free speech. I support her right to be wrong. I think she's wrong. I support her right to say what she wants to say. I don't have trouble with that. I have trouble when she tells me that I cannot have my right of free speech. That's a very intolerant view of my beliefs. I'll let her have her beliefs, but I don't think she should force hers on me.
Okay, Laurie, are you intolerant?
No, the Freedom from Religion Foundation has been leading the way in challenging President Bush's faith-based initiative.
Laura earlier brought up the Treaty of Tripoli. A treaty she didn't bring up was Jefferson's treaty with the Kaskaskia Indians. Here it is, 1803.
Oh, snap. You didn't know?
Jefferson did this treaty, signed by him at the bottom. In this treaty, Thomas Jefferson, now Jefferson gave federal money to pay for missionaries to evangelize the Indians, and Jefferson gave federal funds to build churches so that when the Indians became evangelized, they'd have a place to worship. That's not faith-based funding. That's direct federal funding by Thomas Jefferson.
Then we got an update where I guess the school did not go along with what they were saying, and they're still offering this prayer. Is that right?
So this is it. There's some semantics going on here, Ben, right? Okay. So we have the school board president who won't talk to me, mind you. The school board president, his name is Brian Teal. He had sent some emails to some concerned parents after my story came out. And in his emails, he sent, quote, "I apologize for any confusion, but prayer still does take place before our board meetings, including the past school board meeting in February. I know this because I participated in the prayer, which took place at 6:20 p.m. with Mr. Huff and I. You are more than welcome to come pray with board members. And this is an open invitation to anyone. Hopefully we will see you there." That's what he wrote to a few parents, right? So he's saying that, hey, listen, we're still praying. The school board meetings start at 6:30. This goes against everything that the superintendent wrote to me, though. And I've had several parents reaching out saying, you're spreading division amongst this. You're spreading division amongst the board and this and that. No, I'm not. I am reporting exactly what has happened. The superintendent wrote an email cowering to the Satanics and the NIA, and the school board president is telling parents, no, we're still doing prayer. We're just doing it before. And nobody is now willing to talk to me about it because they're still scared of these Satanists.
Right. And it's always people like that are anti-religion, which is, it's okay to be anti-religion, but to say you're dividing them by showing us the truth.
Yep.
That's kind of desperate. That's kind of disgusting. You're not dividing anybody. You're just shining a light on what's happening.
Yep.
And what's happening right in our front yard.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, and I can't believe.
Don't believe your lying eyes, Ben. Don't believe
your lying eyes.